So this is an introduction on how to do some of the problems on the Never Say Die sheet. So just go ahead and watch these videos. If you want to write these down, you can, but these are not on your sheet. They're problems like the ones on your sheet. So they're pretty simple questions, except that they have fractions in them, and I just want to remind you how to deal with fractions. So let's just take this problem for example. 6y minus 3y equals -7/9. You want to simplify first. So you've got some like terms there, so combine your like terms. 6y minus 3y is 3y. And then you get equals -7/9. Now we haven't really done anything like this yet. To get y alone, you've got to divide by 3. Now we're not going to put a fraction bar under -7/9. We're going to say, okay, if I'm dividing by 3 over here, it cancels out. If I'm dividing by 3 over here, remember that's like 3 over 1. And remember when you divide, you get y equals, you have to flip that fraction. So I get y equals -7/9 times 1/3. So remember when you divide by a number, it's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So that's kind of the idea that I want you to do here. So you multiply straight across, and then you would get y equals -7 over 9 times 3 is 27. And so your answer is a fraction, and I'd want you to write your answers as a fraction. It is not okay to change any of these to decimals and try to work with decimals. That's not what this paper is about. Okay, let's do 2 more just to make sure you really have. Okay, so with this problem, it's just 3/5 x equals 4/7. You don't have to do any simplifying, but I just wanted to remind you, instead of writing down at the bottom, divide by 3/5, I don't want you to do that. This is a complex fraction, so essentially what you're going to really end up doing is you're going to multiply by the reciprocal of 3/5. So let's go ahead and do that. We are going to multiply instead of divide by 3/5. Dividing by 3/5 is the same as multiplying by 5 over 3. So over here, we're going to multiply by 5 over 3. And then that way we don't have any complex fractions. They cancel out on the left because that's equal to 1. And then you get x equals, we'll go ahead and multiply straight across. You get 4 times 5 is 20. 7 times 3 is 21. And then if that fraction could be reduced, you would need to reduce that fraction. So with this next one, you do have to simplify. You have some like terms here. So right here, -10 minus 8, well that's -18, equals 9/10 x. And so now here, we're trying to get rid of the x over here. Sorry about that. So this x right here, we're trying to get that alone. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of 9/10, because instead of dividing by 9/10, remember when you divide, that's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by 10 over 9. And so when I multiply this by 10 over 9, those cancel out. You come over here, multiply this by 10 over 9. Don't forget, you can cross cancel when you multiply. We haven't had a problem yet that had to do that. So the 9's cancel out. Remember that's a -18, so when I do that, that becomes -2. Multiply straight across, you get -20 over 1, which is just -20. So the answer to this one is x equals -20. Okay? So on this sheet, all the problems are pretty similar to this. Again, no decimals. You don't have to show your checks for it this time. And the answers, if you look at the top of the paper, the negative signs are kind of weird. So it starts off saying like -9. If you were to get -9 as an answer, the letter that's there, you just put that above the number. So those little lines, dashes, they're negative signs. Okay? Good luck.